Okay, so I have my first floor walls drawn here. They're all in the location where I want them to be, right? So all our dimensions we measure to the outside of the sheathing. Now, what I want to do, I don't want to have to redraw. So in doing your second floor, you should have duplicated these walls and just made whatever, sent them to your second floor layer and made whatever modifications you needed to. I'm going to do the same thing with my foundation wall and my footing. So I'm going to make sure I have all my walls selected, and right now it does say 24 walls. I'm going to make sure I duplicate them, so Command D, and then once I've duplicated them, oh, that was close. I'm in Vectorworks. I'm going to go Command D. That's going to duplicate my walls, and then I want to send those walls to my foundation layout. Then I'll go to my foundation layout, and I have these walls. Now they have no height. Remember, we played with this foundation layer has no ceiling and it has no slab, so those top and bottom bounds aren't applicable. So first of all, before I go any further, I'm going to delete the door because we're not going to have a door or a window or these interior walls right now. I'm going to select all my walls. I'm going to change them. So instead of, I'm going to go up to my wall style, and instead of using this exterior 2x6 wood siding with rain screen, I'm going to replace these walls. Now I want to replace the left side of the sheathing, right, because that's where all our dimensions, the outside of structure, and I want to align that left side of sheathing with, I want to use this exterior bearing cast in place CIP concrete 8 inches plain. So I'm going to choose that wall style. I'm going to double click on it. And now I want to make sure the left side of this wall is aligned with the left side of that sheathing. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay. I'm making sure my heights, my textures, wall components, that's all good. Hit OK. And look, I have heights. Okay. So because this top bound is layer wall height and the bottom bound is layer elevation, and if I go into my design layers, remember when we set up all this documentation, my foundation layout, the wall height is 4 feet and the elevation is -4 feet. Okay. So that's our foundation walls. They're all good. Now you can always use your dimension lines to check and make sure this has all gone as planned, right? So these dimension lines are going to be the same. There is the foundation plan, and they're going to be the same as on your floor plan. So now I'm going to, I have now my foundation wall, and now I need to do my footings. So same idea. I'm going to take these walls and I'm going to duplicate them, Command D. I'm going to send those duplicates to my footing layer, and then I'm going to go on my footing layer, and right now I have this, it's taken that 8 inches and it's given it 8 inches of wall height. So what I did make some modifications to this footing layer. So I went in and I changed this footing to a -8 inches. So then that means it's going to go down 8 inches.
What was it before?
Just 0.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So that now this cast in place concrete wall, this foundation wall is 8 inches high, but it's only 8 inches thick, right? Because I used that wall style. So what I did is I went into my wall tool and I went up to my preferences. I selected that cast in place concrete, 8 inches, and then I modified the thickness, right? So I just want to make this 16 inches thick. Okay.
Wait, so 16 or 18?
16. So you're going to have 8 inches of wall, and the foundation is twice that, so it's going to be centered. So the 8-inch wall and then 4 inches on either side. Okay. So I've already made that wall style, so I can go up and I can replace this concrete. So this time I'm going to replace my center line. As I was just saying, that foundation wall most of the times is going to be centered on the footing. And I'm going to, here I have that 8-inch by 16-inch poured concrete footing. I'm going to select that wall style, and I want it to be the center line as well. And now that's widened that footing. So now if I turn on all my layers, I can see that I have my walls. Those walls.
The elevation of your footing only -8 inches.
Right. Because that is the wall, that height. So it's not a wall, right? But I'm using the wall tool to create this object.
How did it go under your foundation?
Because I did a negative wall height. So I did -8, so it's going to go -8 down.
Oh, I thought you did -4 feet for the foundation.
Yes. So I did, so the elevation of the foundation is -4 feet. Then the wall height is 4 feet. So the elevation is minus, because our layer plane, everything we started with at our ground plane is 0 inches, right? So my foundation, my bottom of my foundation is -4 feet down, and then it goes up 4 feet to then meet that elevation. From my -4 feet, that's where my footing, my top of footing starts. I want that footing to go down -8. I could make my layer elevation of my footing to be -4'8" and then go up 8 inches. But I like, because if I modify the foundation wall, then I'm going to modify, that's kind of that reference point. So I set it at the same reference point for both the footing and the foundation. And then from that reference point, which is the top of footing, which when we're in construction, we use that as a reference point. So that top of footing, from that top of footing, the foundation wall goes up. From that top of footing, the footing goes down.
I forgot we did layer elevation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we want to have all this, and you can even see that my siding is going to overhang a little bit, right? Because that sheathing is lined up with the concrete. So then you have your rain screen and your siding, and you want